But yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting here. Virtus.Pro have a pretty good tempo lineup to deal with the Drow Ranger. Usually Drow Ranger defines how the game plays out within like 15-20 minutes, so in that sense, why pick a carry? Because obviously it's going to be very difficult to support him, to get him the items he needs when you're losing towers left, right, and center. So I think it's a good idea to draft like this for Virtus.Pro to run a core Venomancer in a safe lane sense and just say, okay, well, we'll have the damage to deal with it over time, not immediately, but when we need it. But I don't know, I've seen this Drow Ranger lineup work out so damn well, and the one thing I want to mention real quick, so people who don't know the interaction will flame me for it, but Crimson Guard is an item that counters Drow Visage, plain and simple, and it is not an item that is easily picked up by any of Virtus.Pro's heroes.
Sorry, I changed my config a little bit before this game, so I'm trying to figure out how to make it work. And I'm failing, so I'm going to have to revert it back. If you want to introduce the team, maybe, for the people.
We're going to be looking at the side of Hellraisers on the diary here. Gorec is going to be running boots first, off lane Omniknight down on the bottom lane. On the mid, it's going to be Puck, played by Afoninje. That is going to be your null tally start for him, as well as the $1 Million Dream Coil cosmetic, because, yeah, it's always going to be in your mind when you're ratting it out. Anyways, on the top lane, we've got goddam running on the Visage, camping up a haste rune here. He's just going to be supporting alongside the Vengeful Spirit on the top lane. That is Dread playing your Venge. And of course, Arts is going to be running on this Drow Ranger. Wraithband to start, probably build into Aquila, maybe it's 2 or 3 more, or well, not Aquila, and then 1 or 2 more Wraithbands, and then Treads, and then maybe SMY.
Seems to be the standard. As JotM taking some damage as goddam has picked up that haste rune off the start here, and we'll look at Virtus.Pro in their offlane. It'll be Sedoy on the Nature's Prophet. Not a surprise to see him there, or Virtus.Pro with this hero. It's one of their most picked heroes over all time for the team. JotM as the Abaddon, as mentioned. God in the mid lane playing on the Prophet of Death. And looking down in the safe lane, we'll find Yol on the Ogre Magi, where we saw him a couple times in the last 2 days. And BZZ on that core Venomancer, so not really a surprise on who's playing who for Virtus.Pro.
Yep, so Sedoy's actually taking a lot of damage here. Luckily, the Aphotic Shield will help him out. Actually, either missed or dispelled the Wave of Terror, so I don't know that interaction. But no matter the case, Sedoy will have an okay time here. Rather than just being killed off and food for the Drow and build her up towards level 6 quickly, he's forcing the supports to stay on the lane to leech her experience, which is important because she is very dependent on getting 6, 11, 16. But along with that, they're still not getting kills, which is the important thing. So JotM's really fulfilling his role up here. He isn't getting CS, as I mentioned, it's not really valuable for him. But if the Furion just gets some good levels, a couple of CS, then he'll be able to rotate in the jungle eventually.
Yeah, and also just level 4 lets him open up the map for some ganks. Like down on the bottom lane, if Gorec gets pretty low or something, Yol throws a stun. Nature's Prophet can TP in, either in the lane behind the tower, try to get that last hit in on the Omniknight, or even that goes for the puck here by Afoninje in the middle lane. He'll look for some kills, open up the map. Mid lane, the farm, it's going to be Puck actually getting very aggressive here and winning out in the CS battle thus far. 10-1.
Rip Courier. This boar is so dead.
Oh, which one? Right
in the mid lane. It's a big prediction, but I'm calling it.
Oh, yeah, let's say it hasn't even left the base yet. You're calling it on this guy? Just because of the Ogre rotation?
He's got an Invis Rune. He can right-click that down so quickly if he just sticks around a little bit longer, but he's like, oh, maybe... He's already, Afoninje, he's too smart. He's too smart. He's too cool for school. He is over here bottling underneath this tier 2, knows about the Invis Rune, and he's just going to go ahead and do some standard stuff down bottom. Gorec having 1 extra point available as he wants it. There it is. The right clicks out against him. The Ignite could come, but it could just you could just put your Repel on, or in this case he has Purification, which is fine. The important thing to note here is that he has a TP, so either he can repel TP if the Fire Blast is still up, or after the Fire Blast comes out, if he's still Gale Ignited, then he can TP back to base safely. So there you go, just a very survivable offlaner. The Ogre can't really zone him out easily against that aura. Just 1 point in degen should be enough to really limit Yol's direct harassment against him. But still, he will be under the tower for majority of this laning phase.
Yeah, then he went for the boots first, so he's going to be pretty survivable just with the move speed and his skill set, especially with the degen aura. It's pretty nice. That's where I like the hero the most, I think, in the offlane. That's how Winter plays it over in the Southeast Asian scene. Back when Johnny's Revenge was still Johnny's Revenge. And I think it's the best. Go for the blink, go for the Vlads, just get in people's faces, and honestly, the hero can even clear out stacks if your team's going to set them up for you. With the 360 pure damage, just a couple purifications will clear out an entire jungle camp, and you can find some items, even, you know, not getting last hits in the lane.
Yep, so Gorec will be Galed under tower here. He has the Purification TP available. He will use it, and he is not going down. Very smart. A very smart way to deal with that situation. Now we have, towards the mid lane, G taking a lot of damage. Soul Surge comes through. The last right clicks are almost enough, but JotM's got the heals. Dropping him down, they go in deep, they get the Waning Rift, and they get the first blood. Not dodging any tower attacks. Afoninje cares too little about your tower to even bother with a phase shift, and he turns around with the Dream Coil onto JotM. Very squishy hero. Might go for the suicide here. Just needs one spell cast. Boom, suicide, and Afoninje has to dodge this last auto attack. Wow, he still goes down.
Wow, refraction.
Making things happen left, right, and center.
Well, the Jaunt did it, and then Sedoy, a little bit of, not really RNG, but he doesn't miss up the hill, so no negative RNG onto the Nature's Prophet. He'll land that last right click. Clock will go down. It's 2 kills for Hellraisers, but I guess it's 1-1 because that deny on the Abaddon is counting into that. And it is pretty easy to deny yourself with the miscoil in the early game, just because once the abilities are used, your damage is coming from right clicks, and it's really easy to time the coil in between that. Because the right clicks right now, like look at Puck, it's only like 80 some damage.
Yeah.
So well played.
Yeah, they didn't have stun or silence on him, and nobody hits for more than 75 damage. That's pretty much how you can look at it for early stage. Once people are hitting for like 100, it becomes much more difficult. But yeah, we see down bottom, Venomancer is probably going to go down. No TP for him, so the Gale will connect, the Purification will follow, and
trying to get into the tree line and throw up the block just to buy even more time, I guess, off the rotation. It was a good idea for BZZ. He'll drop, but dropping before that was also that tier 1 tower. So Virtus.Pro have already taken the offlane tower, which, since they don't stay in the lane, is actually really good for Omniknight. He can keep creep equilibrium, like right here, try to get up those last hits. Looks like this is going to push pretty hard. But either way, Gorec going to definitely find some more farm and some items with that tower going down.
yeah, so, I mean, they've opened up the map quite a bit here. Sedoy's going to be pushing anyways, but the fact that the Venomancer was able to take that tier 1 early is nice momentum for them. Stacks are coming out for the Dire side, just double stack on the Ancient camp there, so that's all well and good when the Drow decides to rotate there. The Wave of Terror certainly helps in the objective of clearing that out. But the real thing that we gotta be looking for is when this Visage gets his level 6. Got him right now, just roaming around like he's gone to pretty much all the lanes here. He has a double damage rune at the moment. Gets Centaur Stomp. This is actually pretty bad for him. A very squishy hero without the Gravekeeper's Cloak, and he's taking a lot of damage here. Not sure if it goes down to just the 2 points at Ignite, but it's dropping down to 75, and yeah, not a comfortable spot for him to be in. Luckily, no more mana on the Ogre, or that last Fire Blast would have killed him.
Yeah,
he walks away.
It was going to be close, though. Nighttime, Visage getting in towards the trees, even if the mana was there. I don't know, man. At nighttime, it'll screw you over pretty much 100% of the time.
So, right now, JotM's trying to find a good spot to ward here at level 3. He's got a decent build-up here. He's probably just going to go for purely the Miscoil Apodic Shield. There's no way that you get right-clicks against heroes this game, so Curse of Avernus is pretty much a non-existent thing until maybe 30 minutes into the game. So, yeah, I think that's going to be good, important to keeping his allies alive, but he still has to remember to stay on the back line. Even at level 6, there's a lot of ways that they can kind of time their attacks to make it so that he is very vulnerable. But at least for now, they're safe, they're pushing, they're getting towers while they can, which is important. Venomancer, BZZ going for the mechanism, the Basilius build-up. This gives them a lot of effective armor to work with, and it's very, very important because the Visage Familiars just do so much right-click damage, especially with that Wave of Terror. So, got him coming back up to the top lane. They're going to try to finish off this tier 1. Fortification comes out, but the last hit will go to the Drow Ranger.
Yeah, not a surprise, gets level 6. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Afoninje's TP'd in to try to defend this push, trying to keep the tier 2. Him and Gorec cannot find a kill, though. Yol and BZZ, neither of them going to go down. Yol's a little bit closer, and actually, he's got a ward. I looked to, actually, did he already just put this one down? Yeah, so they've got that nice Roshan ward, which is really great on the Radiant side. When you've taken down that tier 1, you can watch the rotations between bottom and middle sort of on that line. Also, if anyone's farming, stacking the Ancients, they now know about it.
The Afoninje flank, though, he really wants this kill. BZZ isn't that tanky because he doesn't mana for the mechanism. They just have to get in range for this Omniknight to do things. He's duking too hard right now. Gonna walk right into the Omniknight. Once the aura connects, this hero is dead. He just repels himself and the aura will stick. But here is Nature's Prophet to bring down Afoninje if he can. No orb available. Trapped in the trees. Has to get healed up. And even now, still in a very dangerous position.
He's going to take that orb too. Wow, that's pretty crazy. He's going to get repelled up. The right click's coming in from the Plague Ward. Still, Yol not going to be able to do anything. And now Arts is here. He's got 1 point in Gust as well. And actually, everyone kind of low on mana except for Yol. He's the one that could maybe throw a Fire Blast to turn something around. He's got the Ignite out onto Arts. BZZ wants to maybe go back in. Going to continue to drop down the Plague Wards in the trees. Guerrilla Warfare here with the Plague
and mid lane, goddam drops down very low here. 2 Crypt Swarms connect on him, bringing him down to about 40 HP. His Magic Stick the only thing to keep him alive there. So G playing very aggressively, forcing the Visage back so he cannot farm his level 6. The entire play down bottom was to distract from the Visage so that he could get the Familiars, and that just not even close. He's still barely into level 4 here. And down bottom, I mean, it was very aggressive plays from the Puck since they didn't have the coil. It was kind of surprising he jaunted forward so far. But if they were able to bait them to chase, then Drow Ranger would have been able to pick up some much-needed kills. That would have been great. Instead, it's the kind of wall of Plague Wards that they are fighting into, and they're just not ready to deal with that just yet. But, I mean, Drow's getting there. Obviously, 3 Wraith bands. No Aquila, just the raw bands, as well as the Tread Yasha build up here. And
already over 100 agility.
Yeah, and she's going to be looking to farm this stack very quickly. She only has 1 point of Precision Aura, I guess that's worth noting, so she needs 2 or 3 more levels before she really starts amplifying her team's damage output to that extent that we expect from her.
Yeah, it seems surprising. Like, if you're going to go on Agi Treads, 3 Wraith Bands, buy up a Blade of Alacrity and the Band of Elven Skin, like, you think you would have prioritized Precision Aura, maybe the 2 points and Frost Arrows, but...
4 Frost is fucking amazing, though. If you look at
the slow is pretty insane, but... I don't know.
It just means she has to focus on getting level 10 and 11 quickly. Got him up top.
Yeah, Goddam could be in some trouble. Gonna charge up his Soul Assumption. He might try to throw one here. God's got another Crypt Swarm, though. He will drop Nature's Prophet, actually, with the ultimate. The Wrath of Nature will bring down the Gargoyle.
And they get the tower as well. This is really important to get the towers while they can, because as soon as the Familiars come out, the tempo shifts, the game changes dramatically as far as where they're capable of fighting, and getting these towers now means that they're going to have more money, more gold, more items.
No problems. They're about to lose in tier 2 in the bottom lane. Omniknight's there. He's completed up the Soul Ring on top of his Tranquils here, but looks like the tower going to fall. Maybe he thinks about going in for a deny, but I don't think so. Tower's going to go down. It's the Venomancer BZZ that will get the credit for the last hit. A little bit of extra gold his way as the race for first place in net worth very close. Drow's in the lead right now at 5.8. Death Prophet at 5.4. Veno there at 5.3, and Puck a little behind that. Mid lane's been pretty contested for him. Afoninje at 4.3, 1 kill, 1 death for the Puck.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. Gorec having some issues, but he has the TP. Very defensive. I think he could have just repel walk away, but that works fine too. If the Gale had connected, he would have needed a TP, so because that doesn't get dispelled. Anyways, I'm actually not too crazy about the Omniknight build. Like, the Tranquil Boots make sense because you want the continuous +4 armor to be more survivable here when Guardian Angel is not active. And the Soul Ring goes pretty well with Tranquil Boots, and Omniknight can essentially just use the Purification as a nuke. You lose the HP, the heal benefit, or at least half of it, but I don't know. The big thing here is that he's not going to have that much raw mobility, like Blink Dagger, Force Staff. It's going to be a while before he can build that kind of stuff up, and he's going to be needing to be in the right position for Guardian Angel once he does skill it. Right now, at level 8, he has only prioritized Repel Purification with 1 point in Aura, but eventually that GA will need to come out. And now the Invis on Death Prophet. Looking good.
A lot of intel. He's about to hit a 4-man Crypt Swarm, maybe even 5. Goes right on the Dread. Doesn't quite get him with the right clicks, though, because the Wand. Now BZZ trying to TP out, but the damage, it's too high. Even though with all that intel, God tries to start off the fight with a big Crypt Swarm, but too strong, too much burst damage. There's also a big coil there for Afoninje. Probably a Gust thrown out from the Drow Ranger, and That's level 6 for the Visage.
They're
here.
going to just take Roche right here.
Familiars,
This Roche
yeah.
will take maybe 30 seconds.
They have a
tops.
medallion. I guess you don't really.
Yes.
Yeah, they do on Visage, but do you really even need it with Drow Ranger already?
I was just surprised he stoned the familiars. I guess they're
What
coming
are
in
the damage?
anyways. Well, the thing is, they do so much damage even without the stacks, because usually they only do 10 damage per auto without the stacks.
For the free, what is it now? 36.
Yeah, exactly, and that's it happens 2.5 times a second, or sorry, 2.5 attacks.
They attack fast.
Yeah.
Puck will go down. That's going to be Yol with a nice... was that a multi, I think? Yeah, he does have his ultimate up online. Sedoy's going to go down to that right click unless... Yeah, he does fall. Now God is the next person. Abaddon not going to be able to keep him alive here. The Guardian Angel first of the game thrown out. Virtus.Pro losing 3 once more. Hellraisers this time at least lost 2. Art's still fighting. Even if he goes down, he's got the Aegis. But with the free BKB, the repel from Gorec, he's able to do a lot of damage. And now that Drow Ranger involved in 6 kills. He's 3-0 and 3 at 8k net worth at 14 minutes. Hellraisers 5 kills ahead.
Yeah, great timing to get the Guardian Angel up for Omniknight, and actually it's going to be
he'll go down.
death through Ward actually killing off the Aegis there. So that's actually pretty important, because letting the Drow heal up to full HP and still have the Aegis, there's no fight that they can really take without Exorcism. But now they might be able to try to bring her down quickly when the Omniknight's away or something, and there's a possibility for that to work out. Curious if Omniknight goes for the Yule Scepter or the Lincoln Sphere. But I could argue a case for both, because you can put the Lincolns and repel on somebody, then you can't purge off the Lincolns. But we do see BZZ getting dropped down very quickly.
Yeah, that was the coil onto 1. It was BZZ. God gonna go down as well. Arts just hits way too hard. He's with the S and Y completed the 3 Wraith Bands on agility tread still. He's just shy of 300 damage. He's got 2,000 in the bank right now. Do you think he goes for the mobility, for the blink, or just keep on building up that agility?
I don't know. I kind of feel like you can just go for like a butterfly at this point and you'd be fine. Like, there's nothing that's really hurting you that much if you have repel on you.
Yeah, if he pulls out an Ingle Song in the next, 3 minutes, what is it, 33 agility off of that item, that's going to be absolutely ridiculous. The Visage Birds are going to be, each of them, hitting for about as much as a regular hero does. So call it 7d5. As Visage gets stunned up there, they're on the retreat after taking the tower. We'll look bottom, though. This split push from Sedoy already online. He's got the 2 null tallies. Power treads on Intel. Back to the middle lane, though. We're going to see Coil is dropped. Afoninje trying to do what he can. JotM, he's level 6. The ultimate will heal him back up. Arts is still there on the low ground. Too much damage. Visage will find the kill, though. Visage even up to 2,600 gold. So the Ag Scepter, we're going to have 3 birds coming out relatively soon. So we call it 8v5. But they can delay it maybe a little. No, Omniknight going to throw out the heal on Visage. He won't drop. Goddam gets a double kill here. I'm assuming Precision Aura was used, as those just pump out so much damage. And another big long-range attack there from Arts on the Drow, finding another kill. Their Courier does go down. Didn't have anything on it, but a big team fight win in the middle lane. They're leading right now. 11 kills at 16 minutes.
Yeah, and they are able to keep their tier 3 relatively healthy. It took almost half its HP from Sedoy's split push, but I guess that's really what VP have to do right now, is just kind of destroy the tier 3s, go for split push plays, because when Hellraisers are deathballing, when they have the Drow and the Visage in the same place at the same time, then there's no way that VP are actually able to take a fight. They just don't have ways to mitigate that damage. They don't have block effects, they just have the mechanism, not even of Lads inside, just the Aquila. So, yeah, they just really can't survive against that very effectively. The Yules will help for Death Prophet. Maybe you can focus the Exorcism goes on the familiars and then use the Yules on yourself. You'll be able to kill off a couple in that whirlwind of physical damage, but yeah, it's still, they're kind of towing the line and they have to be very, very careful. The Unlock Precision Aura is a big cooldown that you can use whenever the Drow's not near the familiars to give them that amplification of damage. Right now, they're doing, 54 damage times 2.5. So they are able to do a huge amount of burst in a very short span of time, because they attack with a 0.4 base attack. So we see the tower being denied, surprisingly, on bottom lane. Jude just kind of getting the TP needs to make that happen. And yeah, they're not committing too hard. They're kind of wishy-washy about where they want to go from here.
Yeah, Drow wasn't down there to give them the big tower push damage, so it looks like a tower will...
Well, I mean, they get the hero. The heroes always get the damage, right? The precision aura only is applicable to the range creeps in lane and the familiars. That's what needs the global...
No, I know. I'm saying they don't have Drow herself with her big marksmanship, her 343 damage, so one more attack, or a attack from Drow probably goes down. Yeah, PZZ. He's had a lot of times. From the last couple of games we've cast, we've seen Venomancer die a lot. I think that puts it actually at like 40 if we count the VP, Polar, and Cloud9 game into that. Poor Venomancer not having a good time. As Afoninje is going to defend up that top lane push. Sedoy, we saw him ratting that out in showcase view. The familiars were approaching, so they probably drove him back. He'll go over to the Ancients, and now we've got Hellraisers grouped up in the middle lane here. We'll probably see Puck come and join them. The coils have been on point, and Vengeful Spirit making his way down. Yol, yeah, he's very far out, thinking he must have invis, and he does.
It's interesting because Arts actually doesn't have marksmanship right now, so I might notice that and say, okay, there's somebody invis here, but it's also not something you always look for to scout out. Like, it's not as obvious as losing like Shadow Dance or something.
Yeah, it's not an aura play, so you just have to look at your damage changing.
As well as there's a small vertical effect on you, but that's about it. Actually, it's going to be right on to Dread solo, and they actually are going to get a kill out of this, I believe, so that's very nice for them. Omniknight is actually getting close here. The heal bomb coming in. They swap to the heal, and they throw goddam forward. Now there is the retreat from Virtus.Pro. They cannot deal with these familiars right now. They just hit too damn hard with the Drow nearby. Drow up on the top lane, going to flank again on Venomancer, who needs to TP out now.
Oh, coil. Yeah. It is a coil Venomancer after all. Might as well kill it again. This is going to be death number 6 right now. No one going to be able to come to his aid. We've got the mech on the Venomancer after the Aquila. Arcane Boots as well, just to facilitate some more spell usage, especially Poison Nova, which costs so much mana on that agility hero, and the point booster as well, trying to get those stats up, though he still drops very, very quickly as he looks for the Active Scepter. However, bottom lane, the Rat Infestation, it has been pretty annoying. A lot of push on both teams. It's here the tower going to go down. It will fall, but not before God. Actually, tower maybe just left in deny range there, so this is nice for Virtus.Pro. They're going to look for Sedoy right now. The Gust coming out, so they can't cancel the TP at range. Well, maybe not. Gust will miss, but I don't think Sedoy's getting out of this one. Nice block with the trees, but it's still not enough to keep him alive. And Arts will find the double kill, bringing down both the Death Prophet and the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, top lane, they do have the precision aura available. Watch these familiars. They might be able to actually get a kill on Ogre just by themselves. If the Great Shield connects and the familiars go in and precision aura is popped, that Ogre is just instantly dead. So we'll see if they use it that way. They've got the medallion, they've got the Ags. These are only level 1 birds, by the way, but you'll see how much damage they can do. They do 157 bonus DPS physical per bird. And yeah, Yol is just absolutely dead.
Plus, it went from plus like 15 to plus 87 when she activated the precision aura. And it's a big cooldown activating it just to kill a support, but I mean, why not?
The rest of the time he'll be fighting.
They'll be together.
He'll just play around it, and they'll work with make sure the familiars are near the Drow.
Yeah,
so he will be going down. They might be able to claim a couple birds here. He did just use his resummon, so that would be nice. But right now, not seeing any sprouts to get the vision. It's on cooldown, so. Yeah, they're not going to actually kill off the birds, and now they have to worry about their bottom lane. Like, they committed all these forces to stop top, and suddenly they're actually getting all the main heroes sieging down bottom. There is a Dream Coil available, there's a Guardian Angel, so anybody who defends this has to be very careful. They have to approach this tentatively.
There's also a Butterfly, so you were right about the next item choice for Arts. Just goes straight for the stats. Gets that big agility item. Now Precision Aura going to hurt even more. Drow Ranger is just shy of 400 damage on a right click, so pretty ridiculous. This tower has taken like 4 attacks, and it's about to be dead. The Repel will go on to the Drow. That's going to finish up the tower. Maybe, forces out the glyph. While it's not even taking any damage. That's a bit of a shame, but tower's probably going to die regardless. We'll see what VP can do to mount their defense. There is a big Poison Nova up right now and available. It's just rank 2 as BZZ hits level 11, and maybe that's what they need to try to start turning things around. They're already falling back 15 kills, but Venomancer's got no mobility right now. I mean, he goes for the mech, he's looking for the Ags, no blink, no force staff. Might be hard for him to even find a big Poison Nova.
Yeah, and now I think they just fall back, look for the next Roche, and try to go and take those rats based on the Aegis there. They did lose, I think, 1 bird there. Actually, where are the other familiars? I think they all went down after they came out of Stoneform. Didn't catch that, but Yeah, they were all kind of stoned right in between the two racks, and they did not make it out alive. Anyways, it is worth noting that Sedoy does have a diffusal blade, so if there is a very aggressive Drow with repel on her, then they can go ahead and take that off, and it's going to be on the Omniknight's Guardian Angel and heal to bring her down. If she keeps the repel, you probably don't force out the GA. That's the important thing, is essentially when the repel comes through, you can just use your ulti and keep her alive. If they stack the repel and the Guardian Angel, then that's a twofer, and the diffusal blade will do a lot of work. So it's about timing, it's about cooldowns, but Sedoy doesn't just get an auto kill on Drow just because he has the diffusal blade. He has to use it very carefully, and eventually somebody's going to pick up a Linked Sphere and make that irrelevant as well. So we'll see. I thought it might actually be like a next level thing from Gorec, going for a Linked Rush instead of a Yule Scepter, but does go for the Yules and is not going to be covering his repels.
Yeah, I'm also not sure anyone's going to have time to use any mode. Pending some armor mitigation, Arts will probably 4-shot or 5-shot people. And he attacks fast with Butterfly. Dread, we see him being kept alive. He'll now swap out. Arts actually on the front line, not where he wants to be, but Puck comes in. Now the GA. He can just stand and deliver all of this damage. The Crypt Form's still going to hurt. I think the Poison Nova's on as well. Arts going to try to TP back to base. He does get a kill. He goes so beyond godlike. They bring down 3. Buyback coming out from the Prophet. BZZ will find the double kill. People dying after the fact here. Omniknight dying there. Actually, Venge and Omniknight dying right next to each other. Trying to keep each other comfort, but they will go down.
Yeah, that was actually a beautiful play from Gorec there, keeping the Drow alive. Arts had so much damage over time effects on him. I mean, he was hit by every single effect from the Venomancer. He had the Ignite, and all Omniknight just says is repel TP home, and is able to keep him alive at like 20% HP. Expending a heal, doing a perfect GAs. Omniknight just absolutely destroyed that fight. I love talking about the Drow damage, as I'm sure the viewers have heard, but it wasn't about damage there. It was about the survivability that the Omniknight brought. Now we talk about damage as Roche falls in approximately like 8 seconds. These familiars hitting so freaking hard. If you want to do the full math on this, it's 70 damage from Drow Order. That's 2.5 times over because of the 0.4 base attack time. Then you multiply that by 3 because there's 3 familiars up right now, and that's 525 physical DPS just from the Drow Aura alone. And that's only on familiars, not even counting the heroes. It's just absurd.
Or Drow herself, who does about 500 damage per second through her auto attack.
Yeah.
It's just...
Yeah. That's not counting the stacks, that's not counting anything. That's just precision aura on familiars.
Yeah, she probably does more than that, actually. She attacks twice in a second, so she's probably up to like 1,000 damage per second with Drow, which is pretty insane. And Gorec able to keep her alive, and even after that last fight, there's only 40 seconds remaining on the Guardian Angel, so they'll have that up pretty soon. Tier 2 tower's already down, and Hellraisers is showing up here in numbers. Aegis of the Immortal up on Art, so it looks like they maybe want to go for high ground instead of possibly cleaning up the middle tier 2, the top tier 2. They're not worried about it. Let's not forget, though, the tier 3 tower did fall here. We've got maybe a tower of Plague Wards trying to put up, but those are going to get 1 or 2 shot. And actually, bottom lane, back near the Dire base. They're trying to get very, very aggressive. God trying to push, trying to cut the creep wave, and Hellraiser's not too keen on that. They're going to look for the kill. Dream Coil was already used, didn't net the kill. I think that's because God completed up that Yule Scepter, so adding some survivability, also some move.
God's going to reach something down bottom. BZZ's dead.
And BZZ gets off the Nova. Now when he respawns at 40, he's not going to have it. That's 120 seconds cooldown.
I mean, they're going to kill the Drow for that, though, right?
Yeah, potentially.
Oh, he doesn't have borrowed time. Never mind. You're fine.
Oh, there's a big multi, though. Ignite. I think all the lifesteal, he's attacking the trees. Sedoy needs to move those away. The trees keep him alive. I mean,
and he flutters home. Holy
he's
shit.
still going to have another life.
And here comes Omniknight. Like, jeez.
A normal player probably would have just given up and died, but he realizes, hey, look, I've got lifesteal. I'm just going to attack these trees. Now Afoninje goes in with the Yules very aggressively, looking to kill Sedoy. The Howl of Terror going to come through. It's not quite enough, but there is a swap now. Yul just going to be eaten alive by the familiars. They're really hungry this game. Hungry birds.
Yeah, they did kill birds there, and there's no resummon in sight, but 2 will do the job just nicely, and Exorcism is the only thing they have left.
Yeah. But can they even take the team fight with that? I mean, the GA comes out, and then what's that doing? Nothing for... what is it now, 9 seconds? Sorry,
Don't
7
have to
seconds?
use this diffusal very much. I think you start with 8 stacks of the Purge, right?
Yes, so he's used 1.
Yeah, and I don't even think that was like a relevant usage. It didn't net them a kill. So, yeah, I mean, obviously it's a good counter down net, but you have to use it so carefully. And Gorec, he's just played a really smart Omni this game. His positioning has been great. His usage of his abilities has been impeccable. And end of the day, 1 Purge just won't cut it.
Yep, Bottombrack's completely gutted. Arts on this Drow, still with an Aegis of the Immortal. So 2 lives, he's got that for a little less than 2 minutes right now. 18,000 net worth. I believe 11-0 and 8. Second at net worth. Arts, he might go down, but they're using a lot for this first kill. Nice swap back, so the Aegis goes off in a more defendable position. Once again, Vengeful Spirit showing her worth. Her aura now maxed out as well. They're going to go in God. Dream Coil dropped. It's going to go ahead and proc the stun as the coil breaks, but JotM's there to get him out of it. And now Arts is just going to go in, and he is just unloading the damage. BZZ will escape. Sedoy not so lucky. Arts still, even with Ignite, just chasing people down, and GA is online. So God's going to try to go in with the Ectrocism, but it'll be useless for 7 seconds. Of course, just wants to pop GA. They'll throw onto the Repel, and just going to focus him down. If you can just, well, it's also useless if you just kill the Death Prophet. She's dead, Tilby is dead, BZZ tries to get off the big ultimate, doing what he can to slow this down, but no buyback. If he had buyback and went for that play, maybe it works out, but the middle racks is down. Hellraisers out ahead by so many kills. The top net worth heroes, Puck and Drow by miles. They'll even deny, so BZZ accomplishing almost nothing, but I mean, his back's against the wall. He's got to do something.
Oh, yo, going in trying to finish off the Omniknight instead.
And immediately regretting it. Times 2, because he's got 2 brains.
Yeah, that's true. So much regret. And there it is, the GG.
Desperation
plays. On
plays.
5, coming out from Afoninje. Just casually right-clicks the Dagon 4. Oh my gosh. That's it. Good game, well played. I mean, that's Drow. This is pretty. 30 minutes even is the end game here for Hellraisers. They put out a hell of a draft, and VP just weren't prepared for it. So, yeah, people wonder how to counter it. And I'll say 2 words. Crimson Guard.
Yeah, Crimson Guard goes a really long way with mitigating the right-click damage, especially from the familiars, because it is, it's just 9 seconds of 50 blocks, so it's pretty nice.
And they attack fast, so that's the important thing, is negate